Bank of America has bankrupted 4,000 locations in the last 15 years. We can look at literally Chase Bank, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo. Now, Wells Fargo is the worst of all of them. They got federally indicted $3 billion, but they wrote it off. Wow, that was hard. You see, big companies or corporations know how to play the game. Now, Sam's Club did the same thing in their locations they didn't want to keep. Next thing you've got is Geico. Now, because California is changing rules, Geico, about a couple weeks ago on a Friday, they let everybody go and close their offices. They're bankrupting every location because they can. Someone made a business decision. You're still in business. See, they know how to play the game. It's kind of like the 11 cities that filed bankruptcy. I'll bet you when you heard the cities, all right, the bottom line is very simple. All right, that they basically did what? All right, they filed bankruptcy too. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I got an emergency thing for my wife. Aren't she? What's comes first? Is it? All right, got to respond to her. She's number one. All right, actually, God's one. She's number two. So as we do this today, let's understand something. All right, I want you to write down, stop bringing the pain home. Simple. Next thing is I need you to listen. You have to literally become a certified CFO if you want a corporation to get cash credit. Now today we're going to talk about your personal credit too. But maybe all you want to do is get a 750. I'll guarantee that. But the reality is, I think you should get the American dream. Why don't we reprogram our brains into millionaire status? Because that would be kind of fun. Did you know 153 years ago, all right, the 14th Amendment became a corporation, is a legal person? I bet you didn't pay attention to that. 153 years ago, a corporation became a legal person. And the ultimate goal is very simple. Now, California, that's where I'm located at, but I service all 50 states. I'm the number one corporate in the world as it is. Now, I want to show you what California is doing. Why? Because they're giving away corporations for free. As of July 7, 2022. You see, what's happening in California is they got $500 billion extra money. They got from the IRS. They got from the federal government, and they don't want to give it back. And so what do they have to do? Pass 35%? Give it to the people or give it back. So I think they're going to hold on to it. So they're waiving the fee about filing. See, I've been telling you since I started Helping Hand Industries when I was 9.5, the corporations are free. Because they are. You just pay a little filing fee. Now they're free and no filing fee. What a concept. You might even think about getting a California corporation, no matter what state you're in, because you could actually make a difference and change your life and change the world. See, in your corporation, you have a subsidiary. Now, we got to talk about Mr. Biden, our current president. Why? It's simple. On the 11th of August, the bill was passed. He's hiring 87,000 IRS agents. You see, if you have a corporation before you met me, you probably haven't filed your 1120. When people call the office, they always go, what's an 1120? See, most people are running a sloppy corporation, and they're screwing it all up. They're making money, but they're going, wait till they get audited. Boom! They're going to lose everything they got, because there's a 10% penalty for that too. So let's think about something today. I'd like you to take a moment on your cell phone, and I'd like you to look at the world clock. Okay, here's the thing you don't even pay attention to, most of you. And I'm going to assume all of you. And we know what the word assume means, but the reality is simple. Here's our clock that's moving by a millisecond. You see, our government has to count on, since Nixon took the gold standard out, how many babies are born. It's about 4 million a year. So the moment they're born, they get that SSN, they get to put a bond of $35 million a piece and print some more money, since Nixon took the gold standard out. So you might want to think about having an SSN and an SS4. SSN Social Security number, SS4 is tax ID, and working together. When you work together under an S corporation, you can absorb all the taxation, and you can do it right. But there's a time and timing to do S corp. But again, we're being counted by the millisecond. So we have to understand, be safe, but don't be reckless. Now, here's the thing I want you to think about today. All right, it's not easy. You can get on the train, all right, basically, or you can build your own train. So you understand something. Most people, not you of course, act like a bunch of sheep. You're told to get an SSN, Social Security number, and so you follow along, and then you get it. You don't question why. So the reality is it's easy to follow along and be a sheep. Do you want to get to the millionaire? Do you want to get to millionaire? I did it at 14 and a half. Why haven't you? Now, you're probably, what, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80? And the bottom line is you wasted thousands on crap that didn't work. All right? And the bottom line is you allowed somebody in your friends and family probably rip you off and take away some money too. But you got choices today. See, when I die, the $10 billion will be left to the Ray Reynolds University. My kids will take it over. I'm not going to leave them to have to pay tax on what I fought for all my life, because that'd be kind of silly and dumb. Reality is most people reaching their goal is probably you. Today I want you to think about, right, getting out of your own way. But again, there's only 1,000 steps to millionaire. That's all there is. 1,000 steps. You can't even screw them up. All right, you can't. You just don't stop doing the steps. But when you screw it up, come back. I'll help you. 6 days a week. Don't forget I'm online, and invite your friends and family. Now, in my programs, they're very simple. I want to give you 100% to up to times 10 your money back. I want you to win by knowing me. I want to change your life. I don't want you to ever forget Ray Reynolds, because the vice president of Ray Reynolds University is my son. He's 8 and a half. When I die in 50 years, he takes over. So the reality is I've been helping kids and grandparents and everyone else and families too for years. It's nice when I meet them when they're 12. Now they're in their 30s. But again, I'm going to give you up to 10 times money back to you. I've also been known as the Incorporated for Rich and Famous People. I even have a program for people coming out of prison. Here's Free Ray Ricky Ross with gold and platinum cards up to $4 million within 6 months. Thomas was in prison for 26 years. Millions of dollars to start his dump truck business. Wow! See, the bottom line is anybody can do this. But you, I'm sure you had your kitchen table meeting, all right, with your spouse or maybe your loved one or whatever your partner of life. And what did you decide? Hey, let's hawk the house. Let's jack up the credit cards. Let's screw up the family. Well, that's what people do. The bottom line is I've been doing this for 44 years. Maybe they show up and I'll tell them how to play. Now, if you didn't show up before, that's up to you. It's your problem. It's not mine. I want to repackage the world, repackage you. So let's write down today's date and project 90 working days. That's what I want to do. See, if you listen carefully and you learn, I'm going to do most of the work for you anyway. So here's some goodies I obtained over the years too. Now, at the end of the year, you're going to basically say, I did it. Or I'm going to go, I wish I would have did it. Listen to Ray. So many people, they're blah, 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 sad stories. Third quarter starts. That's countdown. That's better. Let's get our act together. That's a corporation in 3 divisions. You have 118 days left. If you waste those, that's on you. I will push you to millionaire and I'll do the work. But again, that's up to you too. See, I want to get you that cash, credit cards, up to $1 million, which you can't do on your own. I want to get you up to $5 million of checkbook money. I believe this should be your goal right now. So make sure you write it down. Understand, we all got a sad story to tell. Hell, I was born in a taxi. She threw me in the trash can. I got to be with the Hope family too, as he dropped me off the Redondo Beach Pier at 3 to 9.5 years old, using and abusing me too. Then I'm in a coma at 5.5. I got crippled for life. Jesus said, get up, I got up. Last time I was in a coma, I got to die. Can you imagine? July 4th, 2009, my wife wanted to take one of the yachts in the backyard. Where you park yours? All right, from there, and we took a group of people to watch the fireworks. There I am the next day. And then I get to hear someone trick my wife to sign a POA. Power of attorney. They stole everything. And then the nurse is asking her if I'm a donor. They're going to take my heart and I give it back. But Jesus gave me a choice to stay in peace or go back. And I said, go back. So I want you to stop wasting time. Get up tomorrow an hour earlier every day. You need your me time. See, you don't know when you're going to die. I have a program for that too, called Planning to Die. Now, see, your surroundings aren't the problem. It's your mindset. See it, believe it, let's go get it. All right? You have to believe. All right? And reprogram your brain into millionaire. So getting past go is not hard to do. Very simple. I'll show you the Lamborghinis. I'll show you the Duffys. All right? I'll show you basically the mansions. I'll even show you how I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981. And those idiots that say white man can't jump. All right, I hold the damn record today. So the bottom line is very simple. Don't believe what people tell you. Just go do it. Race boats in the backyard. helicopters, U-Docks, or yachts, and Ferraris too. So if you master Ray's rules, you can learn to play. But the reality is you have to understand how to get it structured and set up today, and I want to build it for you. We got a reference to 3. There they are again. So if you want to rebuild your credit, please do. Write down section 611. You see, section 611, all right, will show you exactly what you need to do to rebuild your credit. Those credit repair companies are ripoffs, they're fraud. I didn't say it, the Federal Trade Commission says it every day. So the bottom line is credit rebuilding works. Rebuilding, you're part of the program, and I'll tell you what you need to do on your part. Now I can guarantee you. Credit repair, no thank you. So the bottom line is, remember, you have to be part of the program. That's how it works. From there, I'm going to give you the first 25 steps today. Ultimately, go step 1, get your credit reports for free. Annualcreditreport.com, raise credit. I don't care where you get them, just give me the report numbers. Now, I need you to pull out your Social Security card. Yes, ladies, it's in your purse. Gentlemen, it's in your back pocket. Come on. That's basically what you have, and you haven't looked at it anyway. You haven't. See, the problem is you have a problem. The problem I've seen over for 44 years, you don't dissect things, you follow like sheep, and that's going to stop today. So you got your SSN, Social Security number, and that's basically to create your 1040 tax return. So we're going to teach you how to play. Now, when you look at the card front and back today and read it for the first time in your life, all right, you're going to look at it. It says, do not laminate, don't use for ID purpose, and Property Assessment Administration, not you. Government agency, IRS, by the way. So that's a 1040 tax return. We don't have to be a bunch of sheep. All right, we don't have to be a bunch of ducks. So understand, when you got your first paycheck years ago, you looked at your check and said, what happened to my check? We all did. The IRS gets their cut before we get the leftover. See, you got to realize that 1%ers, I want to change it to 1%'s broke and the rest are filthy rich under corporate structure. So you get to play. So you don't have to be a duck. All right, they got their cut before you got the leftover and got your 1040 tax return. Bah, quack, quack. Did you know the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, called We the People, was written for you and me? All right, you could have learned to play, and you should have did this as a group project in high school, SS4. So I'll give you a guarantee. I'll put it in writing. But you got to be part of the program, and you got to do your part, what I tell you need to do too. Together, my goal is to get you 750 and get you to be a CFO. So, a certified CFO, by the way. So don't violate, don't jack up cards, don't apply for credit during the program. This side of the page is going to change in case you want to negotiate a debt or two. So you got to remember, a debt has to be dead, settled, negotiated, bankrupt. You got to kill that sucker. If not, it's going to keep hitting your report all the time. You can put them in small claims. Past cannot chase your future. You might even have an IRS problem. Okay, irs.gov. Download the 656 form, 433A and B. See, there's a solution for everything. Step number 3. We can have fun. But let's understand something today. Years ago, I'm the guy that trained Ken Yarborough, Security Chief at TRW and Hesperian, and Harold Stokes and me. We wanted to set up things for high schools and colleges too. I created Rapid Rescore and Rapid Refresh. Now, Rapid Refresh blocks bad crap and puts your scores up so I get some green lights and pop some cards. 2 of you, I got you a Capital One, and you screwed Capital One up. And 1 of you still in collection. But again, the goal is, let's get serious and rebuild it to a 750. If you let me do a Rapid Rescore, I can help you too. Let's look at this nice lady here, a 651 for 4 years. I asked, why are you using half your cards? My attorney and my banker told me to. Goody, listen to Dumb and Dumber. You have no green lights. Rapid Rescore, green lights. See it over here? I want to get her some corporate credit. The goal for you is, how fast can Ray give me corporate credit so I can write it all off and quit screwing up my family? Because that's the truth. Here's someone who filed bankruptcy, husband and wife. They should have never filed bankruptcy, but that attorney sold them a bankruptcy. He should have his shins kicked. But the reality is, you can't get credit for 10 years. Here's credit right away. How's that? All right, look at this. See, this is what I have to do in rebuilding. This person has screwed up everybody, 571, 562. They even laid on their car payment. What do? $3,000 card so they can renegotiate things and fix some problems. Rebuilding is a pain in the ass at. But I'll tell you what, I'll teach you how. You'll know exactly what you need to do as long as you're part of the program. And you follow through. What a concept. Now, you get a specialist. They hold your hand every step of the way. 800-510-3338, and they guide you back to my classes that I do. So here's a credit rebuilding program. If you basically need this, we're going to rebuild your credit. We're going to do a rapid rescore. All right, we're going to put you in classes on Saturday. You need to show up. On top of that, I'm going to guarantee you $750 in writing, and I'm going to charge you $499. I'm going to give it away. And then on top of that, I'm going to give you a $500 card back to reimburse yourself. So that way it became free. And I'll even guarantee it too. Ultimate goals for you. Now take a picture of Zelle or bank transfer, deposit, or wire, because that's how we get paid. The reality is, if you want me to help you, ultimate goal, this is during the webinar, those prices, by the way. So remember, if you're a specialist, if you're a client, doesn't reach out every week or two, you put them in check. All right, I want to make sure they hold your hand every step of the way. Now, if you refer people today, you get 10%. You can make up to $1,000 a day. Now, remember, let's say I build you a bunch of credit, and you don't know what to do. I tell you to put some of that into a hedge fund, because they get into the volumes of, franchises and real estate, all kinds of stuff. Let them do that to create your cash flow, up to $8,000 to $15,000 a month. That can enhance your paycheck now, or basically replace it. You got 16 ways to become an investor. Now, here's the problem. All of you are on the national mailing list. You did it to yourself, by the way. You did. All right. Why? Because you're a voter. They sold your mailing list. You're on the Secretary of State because you got a corp. They sold that too. Your D&V, your cable bill. Why don't you call 888-567-8688? Opt out for 5 years or a lifetime, step number 4, okay? Next, I want you to understand to plan the problem. You have to understand you've allowed someone to take and knock you down and take some things away from you. And you've been ripped off by your friends and family, some of them, not all of them. So you got to have planning the problem. Next thing is you got to understand safety credit. Every credit card in your purse or wallet needs a sticky in the back. You need to write down the limit. You need to write down the 25% always, and never go past 29%. You see, the line of defense are very simple. I want you to create your own line of defense for you. Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour, how can I help you? Oh, hi, Mr. Webb. How you doing? Yeah, I saw you basically was wondering what's going on in your case. Well, this is the overview for everybody again. But let me tell you, because I got your case, because the difference is I care about everybody. All right? And so the reality is this. You started at 400. You jacked up the cards. You screwed up. All right? I got you to a 718. And then you applied on your own and screwed that up too. So where's your case? Back with your specialist to figure out what we got to do next. Please stop screwing up. All right? So the reality is you're doing it to yourself. Well, you were told not to. All right? I'll have Monica reach out to you. Thank you. Have a nice day. So it's like people have to listen. They have to learn. So let's understand the dashboards out there from Aspiria, Treasure, and Equifax, and Credit Karma, and Credit Wise. I don't like that one. Anyway, 0 to 29 is green. 30 is yellow. 50 is red. So if you get the discipline down and you put the little sticky there, the ultimate goal is very simple. All right? You got to understand how to play. All right? Again, I'm sorry my wife is bugging me again. You have the paper in your hand. So, step 5. So let's understand something today. You have an emergency, all right, and you lose your job or something happens. What does everybody do? They seem to do the same silly thing. They run out of time, they run out of money, then they jack up their personal credit cards. I don't understand. Okay, I'm trying to be nice, but my wife says, no one thinks like you, honey. Well, I don't understand stupidity. Why would anybody jack up their personal credit cards when they could have a division, and like the banks and grocery store this do in their face? Don't they pay attention? And you could screw up that division and get another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. Why would anybody be stupid enough to bring the pain home? I don't understand, but that's just what I'm thinking. See, if you needed $5,000 now, go ask your friends and your family in the bank. Because what happens is very simple. The average person wastes $50 every other day. This $5,000 card in my hand, if I max it out, it's $50 a month. So what the average person wastes in a given month They're going to maintain that payment. So we're going to use some more common sense. Statistics show you waste $140 a week. These are $50,000 cards, which they are, and I maxed one out. The payment is $612.26. So during even a pandemic, I could have bought 2 pizza restaurants with a drive-through. Okay, that's common sense. Step number 6. So if we learn to play the game, it's very simple. Reach in your goal, believing in yourself. Me, I'm going to believe in God first, then I'm going to believe in me. See, I have to. All right, use and abuse as a kid. But 4 years old, someone gave me a Bible, changed my life. I've been shot twice. I've been knifed 6 times. Born in a taxi with a girl's name. Get to go to school in Watts Torrance and Hawthorne too. And I had to move 24 times when I was 11 and a half years old. That kind of sucks. See, you got to get past that. You see, when I broke the record for the highest kick in the planet, I just wanted to prove they're all wrong. White men do jump. Stupid people say we don't. See, you got to believe, see it, believe it, go get it. So let's understand when Nixon took that gold standard out. None of you paid attention. Sorry, you didn't. And what did you do? Let's write down Ray's rules one more time, please. Ray's rules. Let's write down 100,000. Could you imagine if you listened to me and did what I told you to do? All right, I was texting and playing back and forth on Sunday with people to help them out, and they all wanted, I don't want to do this yet, I don't want to do that, I want to wait, I don't want to. It's like, hey, that's on you. I'm getting ready to run, and you're wanting to put it in neutral. That's up to you. So if I get you 100,000, a couple cards, and you use 29%, that means flat out, very simple. What you have to look at is very simple. That would give you 71,000 of safety credit. Case blanket the fan, lost your job, a pandemic. See, you got to be prepared. But what happened, most of you, sorry, don't take it personally, you took your personal credit cards, you jacked them up, you can't write off diddly squat, and then you used your taxable income. And you screwed that up too. And then you brought the pain home. Why don't you learn to be a certified CFO? I've been teaching and preaching for 44 years. Where have you been? Ray's rules. Simple. Never bring that pain home. I had to fight for everything I ever had. Because all the people, all the little dummies around me. Step 7. Hey, you got some dummies around you too. I want you to be that certified CFO. But I need you to be serious. When I say do this, you do it and don't even question it all. There's me in a coma. H1N1. Why don't you Google the address? That's where I parked the 3 yachts and the race boats and the goodies. God's delays aren't God's denials. So let's talk about a corporation. You ready? Here's a corporation. A corporation's a legal person. I was lucky while I was being used and abused. I paid attention. I learned that at 7.5. Then I went to the library the next day. And then I wanted to see a book to find out the blueprint. By the way, I had to create the blueprint. Then at 9.5, you know what I did after going to the library almost 2 years? I started Helping Hand Industries. It went worldwide. I got $119,000 of cash credit cards in the mail. I got named in the movie Dave. Isn't that fun? So let's talk about what you need to think about. You and me, we're told as sheep, as kids, or mommy did it at the hospital because Nixon already took the gold standard out. We were told to get an SSN. That creates a 1040 tax return. A corporation gets a SS4 and creates an 1120, a tax return. I ask people that call, have you filed your 1120? And they goes, what's that? How can you run a corporation and not know what you're supposed to do? Divisions are your line of defense, the line of defense. So you need to understand to become a certified CFO. All right? You got to reprogram your brain into millionaire. Divisions are the key. I created divisions in the process in 85, by the way. So what a division does, gives you a second chance. And I'll show you some things, what I did for my cat, too. Meow. See, I add 2,000 of history to divisions. I set up the division. I put the tax ID to it. So in other words, it gets ready to build credit. See, when you started your credit file, you took a couple years to try to figure it out, and you're still learning things today. So what happens if when you let me do the divisions for you, I usually charge $1,500 for 3. But what I did over the weekend, and I'm going to do today, is very simple. If you want 3 divisions, tax IDs, and the credit history already set up for $2,000 a piece and ready to build credit, if during this broadcast you want them, you Zelle $750. After that, the answer is no. There's a Zelle, but it's during the broadcast. Okay, it's going to be up to you. Ultimate goal. Now let's go back to that SS, what, 5. Did you know that? Did you know your application for a Social Security card is an SS5 form? It's right there in the corner. See, people don't pay attention. I dissect everything. And then you have an SS4 for a tax ID. Here we got tax, and probate too. Here we got no tax due until we're profitable. A corporation doesn't pay tax till it's profitable. The ultimate goal is very simple to understand how to play the game. And that's what we're trying to do, is learn to play the game. Ultimate goal is going to be up to who again? It's up to you. So I want you to learn to always play the game. I want you to win. How many of you like to play with me and get $1 million? See, I have no friends. When I'm a kid, I didn't want friends. All the friends who used and abused me. And as an adult, they all wanted to use me because of my knowledge. So I don't have friends. I got God, I got my wife, I got my family, that's it. So I like to play with people. This is my entertainment, my wife tells me. All right, because I want to rebuild everybody to $1 million. Because it's fun for me. The ultimate goal is we can use cash credit and finance a corporation because you can write off the interest rate and credit card. If you screw it up, you can write that off too. Why would anybody hurt the family in the first place when they never had to? I don't understand. But again, you can learn to be that CFO. Now, the personal life should be a break even. Everything else above that should be corporation. The ultimate goal is very simple. So we stop bringing the pain home. We program ourselves into millionaire. And you get stuck with me every day, 6 days a week, and I build you up. And I don't have excuses. The bottom line is going to be up to you. You got to maintain that. That's all you got to do. So as we're going to play, let's look at the SS4 today again. Line 10, look at this. This says banking and credit purposes. Do you see that? There's 26 ways to use an SS4 form. That means all the cash credit I can build you up to $1 million, you get to write off the interest rate and the credit card. You get to learn to play. And a corporation doesn't pay tax, so it makes a profit. Wow, what a concept. So don't you ever bring the pain home. That was kind of silly and dumb in the first place. Corporate credit live, because a corporation's a legal person. I'm going to get you 10 cards per entity if you allow me to. That'll get you more than $1 million in cash credit cards. Let's remember something. All right, borrow money is not taxable. All right, so you get to learn to play. This is not legal or accounting advice at all. It's just public record for you. So let's learn to play. As I set up the divisions in the process in 85, multiple locations, all right, disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and if you had real estate, separate tenants. See, the cash credit to the corporation, but then a division gets as much credit too. The division's the duck. Hey, banks and grocery stores, Geico, cities do it right in your face, and you didn't even pay attention. Or you let life pass you by going, I'm a sheep. Stop it. 89 ways to use the division, up to $1 million. Now, how many lives does a cat have? Come on. Everybody knows standard cat has 9 lives, and that's the ultimate goal. So here's your second chance. Don't screw it up. Now, here's my cat named Sam. Sam Reynolds, a cat with credit. I build him $1 million of credit just to piss people off and prove my point. Because if I can do it for my cat, hell, I can do it for you. I did it for Monica's cats too. So even in Nick Magazine titled my story, all right, use plastic to finance your business. Isn't that the goal? Why would you do any other way? I don't get it. But that's up to you. All right, the only way not to bring the pain home is called divisions. So again, we got countdown. You got 118 days. Today, you need divisions today. Not next week, today. You need a subsidiary today, not next week, today. Okay, you need a corporation today, not next week again. I wish people would just do what I ask them to do. They just slow me down. So the reality is, this is the Bank of America. All the banks said the same thing. It's like they wrote the same script. Long as you're the owner now on the officer's list, by January, you're entitled to $150,000. See, the foundation is the key. Without the foundation, we do what I tell you to do. How are you going to go get that cash checkbook money? Up to $5.4 million. But again, I want you to have a corporation in 3 divisions. I want you to turn that into $1 million. I want to do it for you. Gerald Harry leveraged to $100,000. Randy, 65. John, $1.9 million. Giovanni, $1.6 million. Glenn, $1.3 million. And Steve. See, in my level 2 class, I teach people how to leverage $1,000 and turn it into, all right, $1.2 million. Because borrow money is not taxable. If you had every dollar you pissed away, I could have turned that into $100 million. 100 million and then to $1 billion. So that's why you got to quit kind of wasting money. You got to learn the reference of 3, but that's up to you too. Every cash application requires a CFO. So as we play real estate, franchise, leveraging money, all right, we got to do maybe profit sharing. When you write down the word division, please, 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 write down the word bucket of money. Now here's what everybody does wrong. They take their personal credit, they jack it up, they can't write out diddly squat, and then they take their taxable income. And then what do? They screw it up. What should they do? See, I'm going to tell you wrong, and I'm going to tell you how to solution. So is you take the corporate credit, you get to write off the interest rate on the credit card. All right, and if we make money, we can absorb the taxation. If we lose, hell, we can write it off too. We get our cake and eat it too. See, when you retire, your bills don't go away. But currently, your 401k is going bye-bye. You might want to pay attention today. The Millionaires Founders Kit was sold at the Bonaventure, $5,000 a set. 12-book CDs, it's a full blueprint for $1 million. Okay, today you get a 70% discount because we have a holiday coming up. That means today only during this broadcast, you get it for $299 if you Zelle. All 12 books and CDs, my full blueprint for $1 million. $299. But it has to be Zelle, now. Or you call the office and you pay $9.99. That's that simple. So let's stand up in the middle of the room where you're at today. Wave one hand and go, SSN, quack, quack, I'm a duck, I'm a duck. Because when you see, you got a duck. How about we write SS4? And we write down no tax is due until we're profitable. Why don't we learn how to play? All right, that's just the IRS public record too. So if I wrote you a check for $1 million, what are you going to do? You're going to put it in your personal bank account. What am I going to think in the back of my mind? You screwed up. When you put money in your own account, you only get $375 out of $1 million. So if you won the lottery or AGT, good luck for you. You thought you were rich until your bubble popped. Then you get that attorney or CPA going, well, you don't have a bank account now. I said, shut up. You do a division of you. Easy to do. These people are so full of crap, they slow you down. You pay tax when you don't have to pay tax. And that's the ultimate goal. But again, you can learn how to play. Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour. How fast? That's always the same question. How fast can I do this? Well, how fast can I rebuild your credit? I'll say 90 days or less. If you do what I asked you to do. If you take longer, 6 months. Corporation, I'll get the corporation done today. We do them as fast as you want to name it. We're going to send you the form to name it. I want it now. I don't waste any time. Okay, how fast to build the credit? I got to make you the CFO first so you can get you straightened up. So then you get corporate credit for the corp and then the divisions, and I teach you how to daisy chain it. All right, thank you. So the bottom line is $1 million. See, the corporations allowed all these types of accounts: pension plan, annuities, profit sharing, medical, dental, life insurance policy, company car, business share, on and on and on. And then you can win and play the game. You want to win? Right now you're not winning because you're not doing what I tell you to do. Step number 8. See, it's like Mary. Mary's great. I mean, come on. Mary did one thing. All right, Ivy League education, married a 3rd grade sweetheart. They're in love. They got 2 kids, 2 dogs, and a cat and a fish. Surprised the cat didn't eat the fish. But Mary wanted a restaurant since she was a little girl. VP of Apple, okay, at one time. So what does she do? She gives $10,000 to the CPA and attorney. And what do? She used $98,000 of her personal credit, and she dropped her 800 score down to a 591. See, Mary's problem, same problem you have. If you have a corporation, you do business, when they sue it, they sue you. You're a duck. But if you have the divisions of process that I set up in '85, just like the banks and grocery stores do, because a corporation can have a subsidiary or a division, the bottom line is the restaurant should have been a division. Mary didn't do that. So when the restaurant failed during the pandemic and she filed bankruptcy, they went after her. She filed bankruptcy and lost her family's home. It was a division. She would have never brought the pain home. Are you going to listen yet? Are you going to listen yet? I pray that you do. Because the division is the only way you're going to not bring the pain home in the beginning with me. And for you, you got a choice. Look at this, the bit Sam's got. Come on, banks and grocery stores. They have subsidiaries. Branch number, tax ID, subsidiary. I want you to start with divisions and tax IDs. That's the ultimate goal. So if you do step number 9, pay attention today. See, here's another time you didn't pay attention. Sorry to say. When the cities filed bankruptcy, you sat there going, beep, 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 beep. I went to the court building. I wanted to guarantee what I knew in my own brain. See, the United States of America Incorporated, they set up 50 corporations. They call them states. States set up corporations, they call them cities. Wow! They actually planned the problem right in your face and you didn't pay attention. See, when they bankrupt the cities, they created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy under the Federal Protection Act. That lets them bankrupt the debt and stay in business. And you've been bringing the pain home and you never had to. See, Apple files bankruptcy in 97. Bill Gates got indicted 4 times, had to step down as president because he's running a monopoly. He wasn't the richest guy on the planet. I don't know why people say stupid things they don't verify. It's like today, if I ask you who's the first president, you'll say George Washington. His name was Hanson. Did a woman ever run the government for 17 months when her husband could not do it and act as president? Yes, she did too. Wow! I had to prove that to school because they don't do their homework, the teachers. They just read what they're told. I don't like sheep. So what did Mr. Bill Gates do? He wrote a check for $150 million to Apple. You can look at it online from a line of credit. See, borrow money is not taxable. Even let them make the payment on the line of credit. And now there were trillions of dollars. Isn't that fun? So today I need you to step up. I need you to understand the next time blank hits the fan, you have to make a decision. SSN, SS4. See, who's going to be the duck again? So far you've allowed your family to be the duck. All right, and that's not good. SSN. How about corporate division? Tax ID. Debt follows tax ID. Step number 10 today. So if you listen carefully, I'm an affiliate 119 creditors. That means I could do a peekaboo and not waste a lot of inquiries like you do. Because they say more than 6 inquiries is automatic denial. You got a corp. All right, I'll build you the cash credit and I'll train you how to be a current CFO. The right way. Because I believe you're running your business sloppy. But again, we'll make sure you're running it great. Remember, you got a specialist to hold your hand every step of the way to get a hold of me. 800-510-3338. So, here's a starter package. This is the beginner package for corporation. Rebuild the credit, $750. Always have to do that to be a CFO. Articles are free. Also has tax ID setup in level 1. Now that setup level 1 class is live Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to give you $5,000 of cash credit. See, the average corporation right now is $1,800, and they don't give you daily squat. So for $999, that's what you pay. I'm going to build you $5,000 of cash credit for you. I will be your coach for 90 days. All right? Basically, that's price is good to the webinar only. Millionaire in the making. $2,499 to get you $25,000. So you do what your budget allows. Would you like $10,000, $5,000, $25,000, $50 more? Again, $24.99 gets you $25,000. All the same goodies, same workshops. I'm your coach for 90 days teaching you how to be a CFO. It is a Zelle bank transfer deposit while I'm online with you. If not, then you have to pay the normal price. See, I don't make a paycheck or a commission. All right, 800-510-3338. The specialists don't reach out to you in every week or two. You put them in check. That's the goal. Always put them in check. Don't forget, level 1 in setup every Wednesday and Saturday. Never forget that. It's up to you. Run your race. Beat your doubt. All right, number 11, probably get out of your own way. Let me rebuild you my way. Again, getting past go, I can show you all the goodies I've obtained through the years. The millions and the billions of goodies, even mansions in the harbor, God's gift, ultimate goal. Race boats that say the Ray Reynolds University and yachts. Why not? Lamborghinis, helicopters, buildings too. See, all the goodies you see in front of you is our tax write-off. A corporation pays tax when it makes a profit. But if you piss away the money and grab some goodies, like Mr. Buffett, Tiger Woods, on and on, the debt offset the taxes. Wow! Now here, in 1989, it broke my heart. Rebecca was killed at her front door, so God rest her family and her. The DMV sold her driver's license for $10. So again, that's why we're on mailing lists, the silly things that people do to us. Kind of like if you're a voter and you use your home address. That's kind of dumb too. So what I want you to think about is looking up the Driver's Privacy Protection Act. I'd like you to learn Ray's rules, and I want you to stop bringing the pain home, because nobody should know where you live. I want your driver's license say P.O. Box or mailing address. Is that okay? That's an assignment for you, but that's step 12. You get to learn how to play, and you literally can stop bringing the pain home. See, here's the biggest problem you do. You don't think, all right, different ways. Me, I'm going to always think. You went to the car dealership, you lost $5,000, you got basically sweated for 5 hours, and you got 9 inquiries. Why? Simple. All right, you followed like sheep. See, what you should have done when you filled out that form they gave you for the inquiry, all right, you allowed them to do anything they darn well please. Next, your signature should have said it allows one inquiry, and you should have took a picture. A picture. So let's understand something today. That's step number 13. I want to reprogram everything you do because I think you do it wrong, sorry to say. But again, it's like a car. Fleet price, tax ID division. Fleet price, tax ID division. Do you understand? That way it doesn't show up on your personal credit report, and it's a corporate write-off 100%, and you learn to become a CFO. Because right now, you're a duck because you're the registered owner of your car. Number 1 lawsuit, bumpity bumps. Registered owners always sue. That's you. If they were divisions, they get diddly squat. I think that'd be kind of fun. Step 14. What do you think? Planning the problem and stop bringing the pain home. So how many lives can a cat have? How many lives you got? You had 1 SSN. You did not know. All right, you could add more. Should have been the divisions as the duck, not your family, not you. My cat, I can do it for him. You think I can do it for you? Maybe you'll pay attention today. Divisions are the only way you cannot, and you can stop bringing the pain home. Every property you ever invest in, you got a tenant. What if they slip and fall and sue you and take everything you got? They should be a division, by the way. Your paycheck should be a break-even off your house payment. Doesn't matter if it's Amazon, Nike, UPS, FedEx Express. I can go on and on. Hundreds and hundreds of big companies. But they don't pay tax on that first $10 billion. Why would they? They don't pay tax on $1 trillion. They're playing the game because they know how to. You see, you got a choice today. All right, divisions are simple. I want to do them for you. I want to set them up, prepare them, you'll sign it, mail it away, tax ID, 2000 of history. I want to do it for you so you have multiple lives. Normally $1,500. If you do it during this broadcast, I give it away because I'm not on commission. All right, you get it for $750. But if you don't do it through me, call the office. They can't discount it. If they did, I'd fire them. It's simple. It's Zell. Ultimate goal is up to you. So we got choices today. There's no loophole. They do what they're allowed to do. All right, Mr. Musk here's great. First he said, I'm going to buy Twitter. Jacks up the price. The stock goes up. Then he says, no. Then it goes up and down. Whee! He's having fun. He twittered about another company who wanted to buy the team. Now they're pissed off, and they brought it up and brought it down again, too. See, he does this. It's called positioning. But he does have a spaceship, but he's not the richest guy on the planet. He never has been. The other guy's got a spaceship. The other guy's got a spaceship. See, they're having fun. You can learn to have fun, too. See, corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. So why don't you quit bringing the pain home in the first place? Are these turned on today or what? I've been teaching and preaching for 44 years. We call it the credit hour 6 days a week, 800-536-3216. It's always live with me. It's have fun. But again, I want to rebuild you my way. Again, I got specialty classes. They rotate every 8 weeks. I got one for stock kit. I got one for real estate. But then this weekend, all right, I basically, this coming Thursday, I'm starting a real estate group. This is a group, listen carefully, that I take the list that I obtain for divorced couples, probate properties, and we work in conjunction. And I always assign a project or two, and you get to work with me and make some money. All right, isn't that fun? All right, I told all these people to get into it, and they don't listen, but a lot of people did, so it's good for the ones that listen. The goal is to play in real estate divisions, but again, it starts this Thursday. See, on this one here, I'm going to give you the real estate system. I'm going to give you the 3 divisions you need, and I'm going to put you basically there for 30 days, so every week at 2:30 in the afternoon, you're stuck with me. The office does sell for $4,500, but on the broadcast, I discount half price of $24.99. So if you want to be one of the last couple people to start it, you do it today. Once it only has its first 10, that's all I got to do. From there, $5,000 of credit. All right, it starts Thursday. You got to Zell now if you want to work with my projects with me. It's not just you doing real estate. We're working on a project together. All right, again, it's up to you. Even commercial real estate. So during the process, you can do that. Nonprofit, my first corporation at 9.5. All right, I love nonprofit. See, on the nonprofit here, because California is giving corporations away, I'd like you to join my Tuesday class. If you ever want to get to 5 million plus, because I only allow 10 people in the class and I hold their hand and we work on projects together. That's why it's a 4-week course. During that, we want to get the exemption. I had a couple, I want to put it off. I haven't done this since 2009. It's the only one I'm going to do, period. All right? You just kind of blew it. Any state you want, you do California, that means you get an address here. Getting an address in California would help you as a subsidiary and build you a lot more. Profit and nonprofit work in conjunction. Let's go get some state money, some city money, federal grants. We're going to work through those too. Let's change the world. The last time I did an Eagle's Nest, we had 1,200 people in that, and they did phenomenal. Want some free money? Let me know. But again, this is going to be nonprofit. You pick the state you want, because California is giving the filing fee for free. I like that. And I'll give you my address you can use in California. You could actually make a big difference and change your world. But again, any state you want to. Now remember, what I'm going to do is we're going to be connecting the dots. And we're going to be working with my nonprofit injunctions as well as I endorse. So with getting that nonprofit exemption, it's not hard to do. But again, that makes it a subsidiary for your current corporation for you. I'd always tell you to use the California address if you want, but use whatever state you want. I'm still going to work through the process with you to get the exemption. So here's the thing that happens. The nonprofit corporation, I'm going to prepare it for you. From there, I'm going to give you the officers list. On top of that, tax ID. Then if you do California, I'm going to give you my address so I can tie it into the nonprofits that I work with. All right, so you can get some free money. Nonprofit workshop starting Tuesday at 2:30. Cutoff is today, by the way. And you get a copy of the 1023, and I teach you how to fill it out because you got to sign it. I give you the cheat sheet, by the way. From there, the nonprofit book and CD if you don't have a Millionaires Founders Kit. So, office, $4,500. Online here, it's very simple. I discount it. Okay? Ray Reynolds, the credit hour. How can I help you? Yes, that's what I said. Why didn't I say that on yesterday? Because you're not paying attention. The nonprofit, I have my nonprofit, Ray Reynolds University, tied into so many things that it can help the nonprofit. You got to remember, Teach Our Children became DARE. That was me. All right? Orange County Blind Center. I started that at 12 years old. So if you're not in the nonprofit, you don't get to tie into all those goodies. Okay? Holding yourself back, that's up to you. All right? All right, thank you for calling. So it's like the 3 divisions. All right, 5,000. I always want to give somebody double their money back. It starts Tuesday. You need to do it now, now. If you want the $24.99 price and you want to tie into my nonprofits, I'm going to make sure you make millions, because I always pick people in groups that they do what I ask them to do, and I turn them into millionaires, corporations. What do you think? Don's has 12 CFOs all getting $1 million of credit now. It's simple. But it's a Zelle, and if you don't do it now, sorry, you kind of blew it. I'm only putting 10 people in it because I want to pick and choose. So tax balance is another class that I have. The ultimate goal. Dun & Bradstreet, divisions, subdivisions, daisy chain, leveraging money. I like leveraging money. This is what I taught this guy who won the lottery, $1 million. I told him if you put it in his bank, he only keeps $375. His tax person wanted him to pay tax. And I said, no, it's not due till next year. He listened to me. Can you imagine? He did exactly what I did. He pushed it to the point. Ray, I don't know. I said, do it anyway. He referenced it by 3, times it by 5. I got the bank to give him $15 million of credit. He paid the tax and bought a McDonald's. I guess he's glad he listened to me. This Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon, the specialty class is Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet. Now, remember, credit rebuilding works. Credit repair is a scam. But you got to be part of the program. If I'm going to rebuild it for you, all right, I'm going to guarantee $750. You've got to go to class. It's $499. I'm going to give you a $500 card back to you to reimburse yourself. That's step 15. All right, to make goal specialists to hold your hand every step of the way to guide you through the workshops. Starter package, millionaire in the making. For starter package is Rebuild the Credit, $750. Articles are free. Also has tax ID set up in level 1. For $999, you get $5,000 of credit back. And there you go. 5 times your money back to you. Better being in Vegas. I'm your coach for 90 days, and you become a certified CFO. Millionaire in the making. $24.99, you get $25,000 of credit. Ultimate goal again, I'm your coach, 90 days. All right, become the CFO. These prices are good if you Zelle, bank transfer, deposit while I'm online with you today. From here, your specialist better reach out to you every week or two. If not, you call them, you put them in check. So let's understand something today. Very simple. Run your life through a corporation in conjunction. That's step number 16. Our goal is to become a certified CFO. Okay? All right, it's very simple. Pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. All right, so what does this mean? You use your paycheck, which is taxable income, to pay the payment, gas registration, and registration insurance. And I'm telling you flat out, the answer is no. You should start driving a company car like I do. But that's up to you. Step 17. Okay? Becoming that certified CFO. So let's look at line 10 again. Banking and credit purpose. It's right in front of you. Okay? We get to use this, not abuse it. And that's the goal. So if we do this correctly and pay attention, all of you can go to irs.gov today and download an SS4 form. But that's up to you. Ultimate goal is very simple as you do this. So remember, I want you to get a corporation in California. It's called a subsidiary. I want it tied into your corporation if you have one right now. All right, because I want that to get to that $5 million mark. All right, that corporation is going to get Dun & Bradstreet, supply, vendor credit, all kinds of stuff. See, rebuilding somebody's hard, and sometimes they're waiting for this piece or that piece. All right, I invested, all right, and I've only got one card for this and one card for that. Well, in other words, you got everything you paid for back to you, and we're building more. So you're afraid to go further. Well, then don't. I mean, you get once a lifetime. When I do a non-profit or I do a real estate, that's one in a lifetime. Okay? All right, understand something. When I did the real estate and the non-profit in 2009, we're talking my graduates were Speedy Cash, Don'tBeBroke.com, Title Max. All right, Sir Speedy, all these things were my clients. So again, it doesn't matter what you put in, you're going to get 10 times back into it. So holding yourself back, that's on you. Everybody's asking that question today. So understand California. They're waiving the fee for corporation July 7, 2022. So if we get you a California corporation in conjunction, that becomes a subsidiary. I like that. You can make a difference and change the world. The main thing is you can change your world. I think everybody needs a California since it's free. California's giving out money to nonprofits from city, state, and federal government. We're going to get some free money too. So here we got a corporation. I'm going to prepare it for you. Also list, tax ID. All right, if you want to use my address in California, you can, or use yours. But again, I want to use mine. Normally it's $17.99. I'm going to discount it to you for $7.99. All right, that way you have a subsidiary, and then I'll put you in level 1 or 2, whatever you're not in, or extend it another 90 days. That's an extra bonus for the heck of it. But it's only good during the webinar. There's your Zelle, bank transfer, deposit. Ultimate goal is simple. See, the United States of America did this in front of you. All right, in your face. You didn't pay attention. That they planned the problem. All right, about the cities filing bankruptcy. They created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy. All right, they bankrupt the debt, stay in business. And you, see, we the people. It's a constitutional right. It's like when Nixon took the gold standard out, all hospitals literally, okay, from there, what did they do? It's very simple. They literally, all right, made the woman sign the SSN form at the hospital. That way she could take the baby in the stroller, the car seat, and go home. All right, the bottom line is raise rules. Again, you got a choice to do this. It's going to be up to you. As we do this, let's understand how to play the game. All right, so as you do this, all right, it's very simple. As we play, we want to win. Now, it's like when you buy a house. Raise rules are simple. Escrow, close, homestead, trust. Escrow, homestead, trust. See, if you have a house today, literally, and it's not in a trust, when they sue you, all right, they take it away. And that's what the ultimate goal is. You have to understand you get to play and you get to protect yourself if you want to. I want you to protect yourself no matter what you do. But again, it's going to be up to you, all right, as you do this. So keep in mind the ultimate goal is very simple. All right, it's like if you don't have it in a trust, they sue you, they take it away. If you die, it's stuck in a probate as you do this. So let's remember, when you fix up properties, you tend to hire the contractor to fix them up. And then they hire the subcontractor to stand outside Home Depot. And what happens next? They slip, fall, cut corners, and sue you and take everything you got. But again, if you did it my way, they get diddly squat. Why not? Look at the irrevocable trust, please. Okay, step basically here, we have the choice to play the game. This is step 19 today. So remember, stop bringing the pain home. Now, I get people all the time, Ray, I don't want to pay tax. I think that's silly and dumb. See, it's better to play within the system to try to break and fight it. See, corporations don't pay tax so they make a profit. If you did that silly thing, you can turn around, go to irs.gov, download a form called 656 433 A and B, and you can rebuild yourself and do an offer in compromise. You can get your free money too. That's step number 20 today. All right, again, think about this. Everything I buy is always wholesale price. You're going to fix up properties up to 70% discount. You don't pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. Escrow, they could pay off the debt for you. Now, what are you going to do with that extra $200,000 that comes up? I'm sorry, most of you kind of waste it away. Literally. All right, I would say you piss it away. You could have used Ray's rules, leverage the money. You could make sure borrow money is not taxable in the line of defense. You see, that's step 21 called blackjack. You got choices today. You brought the pain home, all right, literally because maybe you wanted to. All right, Ray, when I sign up for the corporation 3-division package, use your address, register, using address to open a bank account, or just a registered agent. Well, all the above, but the difference is we can do both. Again, how you structure it. So the main thing is getting in the program, and I can show you how to structure it with the subsidiary tied into your current corp or not. Again, it's all flexible. We're talking banks that are everywhere. Okay, so it's not hard to do. As we do this, let's understand something. This was my office. First time in my life, I really, really felt proud of myself. I fought ever since I was a little kid eating from a trash can. And I was on top of the world. Okay? 22,000 square foot building, doing up to $1 million plus a day. Irvine Spectrum, One Technology Drive was the address, and God wanted me to go into coma. The only thing I can figure is he wanted me to lose everything to do it again in front of you, because that's what I had to do. See, everyone can rebuild themselves if they pay attention. Banks, I want the checkbook money. I want you to understand a corporation, 3 divisions, get up to 5.4 million checkbook money. Now, you could screw up. Let's understand. Mr. Webb, he screwed up. I told him he screwed up. Another one, jacked up cards. I always love when they make comments, because what bothers me is I don't want to let anybody down. All right? And if they do that, it's like I always question myself, am I doing enough for somebody? This one got golds, platinum cards, ink cards, got all kinds of crazy stuff. Then they jack it up. What am I supposed to do? All right, what am I supposed to do when the person screws it up, trying to make me feel guilty? So I want you to leverage, okay? If you end up spending $100,000 on something and you get $5 million back, I mean, what's the complaint? Again, that's the goal. Stop bringing the pain home. Become a certified CFO. Reprogram your brain into a millionaire. I've been doing this 44 years, 6 days a week. Where have you been? I got no excuses. Don't please give me your excuses. Rebuilding your corporation, if you don't have divisions, they sue you, you're a duck. It's line of defense, people. You watch the banks and grocery stores and cities and do it in your face. All right, it's about time you learn to disconnect, isolate, and incorporate. That way you never bring the pain home. I don't know why you brought the pain home in the first place. But again, divisions and tax IDs. All right, that's step 22 today. Ultimate goal is simple. What are you willing to lose? What are you willing to lose? It's very simple. Okay? So as you do this, all right, we got a choice. All right, family, never. All right? I can't bring the pain to my family. Corporation, they sue the corporation, they sue you. Divisions are cheap. All right? If we play chess today, we both lose pieces on both sides. Ultimate goal is simple. Win-win. We both become checkmate. So that's step 23, by the way. All right, stop bringing the pain home. Always. Never. I can't stand bringing the pain home. Never, 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 never. I'd rather die. 10% when you give referrals. There's the car. Here's the keys. Boom, boom. Not my car. But it basically belongs to the corporation, so does the building. Reach the dream, think to be the impossible. Raise rules. I make millionaires. But most people do what I tell them to do. They don't give me excuses. I want to do this or that. I want to wait. All right? Waiting is why you don't have what you want. Corporation, 3 divisions. It's very simple. Become that certified CFO, period. Your opportunity is pounding on the door. All right? Never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow, close, homestead, trust. Again, corporation, just a piece of paper, but you're a Doug. You got to have your divisions for real estate, franchise, current business, and the line of defense. You have to understand, flat out, Ray's rules are simple. I give credit 100% to times 10 back to you. All right, so you can use it as bonus credit to get the $1 million dream and write it all off at the same time. Better than being in Vegas. Step 24, ultimate goal. So we got the third quarter now. I'm telling every one of you, you get a subsidiary now. You get divisions now. You need the nonprofit now. You need the real estate now. Once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm not doing them again. You blow it, that's on you. 118 days left of this year. The Millionaires Founders Kit, all right, is discounted because there's a holiday coming up to $299. You all need it. It is a Zell. Simple to do while you're on broadcast. From there, the specialists that hold your hand every step of the way. 800-510-3338. Credit rebuilding works as long as you're part of it. It's not easy. I got one that's also so upset because I said you got to do this or that. All right? And bottom line, whoa, it's like, hey, I had a garage sale coming out of coma. I got fined by Huntington Beach for them 12 of them. I sold my Rolex. I sold my wedding ring. I did whatever I had to do to get past go. But I got $1 million in 6 weeks. So the goal is, let's rebuild you. Simple. Rebuilding, $750, workshops on Saturday. You need to go, wrap a rescore, $499, and I build your $500 card back to you. You get your money back. And the program, starter package is $999, $5,000 back. And all the goodies, and you become a CFO. And I train you in level 1 in setup is every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Again, millionaire in the making, $24.99, $25,000 of credit. So you got a lot to learn to allow me to do what I do. Without tying my hands, some of you. So it's a Zell. Ultimate goal. So as we do this, remember, you will become the corporate millionaire if you do what I ask you to do. When you hold yourself back or hold me back, that's just on you. All right, getting you to the certain pieces, that's not a problem. That's easy. But getting that $1 million dream, there's a lot of work to be done on both sides. Because the banks and grocery stores do this in your face. Geico did it to California too. So you got choices in the cities. So if you choose to, all right, you can. All right, stop bringing the pain home. You could become a certified CFO, and you can reprogram your brain into a millionaire. It's very simple. We do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. Ultimate goal. So step 25 is very simple. All right, you have about 15 minutes to Zell. And every one of you, clients or not, you need the nonprofit. Okay? Waiting? No. It's the only time I'm going to do one time my nonprofit win with you. Okay? You don't do it, you blow it. From there, the real estate, we're going to do the same thing that I do to getting real estate. And I control about $3 billion right now. All right? Under corporation structure. But again, the opportunity is pounding on the door. And I'm giving it away. But again, you don't do it today, that's going to be on you. After this, in 20 minutes, you don't Zell. 800-510-3338. You talk to your specialist. See what they need to do for you based on the current program you're in or the one you want to get into. Ultimate goal, we do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And at the end of the day, we never forget, God loves us all.